Yeah. Folks, TYT's trash. Good evening, folks. Coming to you with another video here. This is more left-wing infighting. But TYT is trash. But there's got to be a lot of infighting to straighten out the left. But these guys are obviously these grifters. So you got to get out the grifters, not really leftists. There's garbage. Just shilling for Donald Trump and the right wing. That's what Cenk is doing now. You're not gonna do this 2025. I'm gonna do this. Maybe I'll just shill. I'm gonna not shill. I'm gonna call out the ones who are shilling for Donald Trump. Maybe including RBN if they do. If they're not doing what they think they're doing. If they really are Marxists. If they're not Marxists, they're gonna call them out. But anyways, Cenk, this is. I'll come to the conclusion now. These guys are trash. A lot of evidence I've seen, and seen some other. Their videos are mostly attacking Democrats. Used to be just attacking Trump and Democrats. No, they're not even attacking Trump. If you look at it, they still attack right wingers. But they used to attack Donald Trump, but now, on the main show anyway, it seems like they don't attack Donald Trump as much. This is why Frani, Francesca Ferrantini, she destroys Cenk. This is from I have the video. I saw the whole thing anyways. The whole clip, the whole live stream. She destroys him. But this person here, Cold Talk, they clip this part. And to show that he's basically garbage. Trash.
Who want to put people in mass deportation camps. They want to deport. You think I sound crazy? They're starting with Chinese people. That's my fucking family, dog.
Okay, they're gonna start with Muslims. They're gonna start with my people. Okay?
Sure. Yeah.
So stop hiding behind vulnerable communities.
I'm hiding behind vulnerable communities.
Yes, you are. You're using
I'm
them as
standing in
shields.
front of vulnerable communities.
No,
James,
you're
what
not.
are you doing? What
No,
are you doing?
I'm in front of vulnerable communities.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're breaking down Francesca absolutely tearing Cenk Uyghur apart for bending over backwards to please MAGA fans at a Turning Point USA event. This debate is straight fire, and trust me, you're going to feel the secondhand embarrassment for Cenk. Also, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so if you enjoy the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it. Really helps the channel grow. All right, let's jump right into the video.
I think the left has some work to do in developing over-the-top media to be able to bypass the main networks.
Yeah, so we have TYT as a giant network, but we have a lot of great progressive and populist shows that are not part of TYT. That's in the left-wing ecosystem.
I just want to stop and say I'm excited to hear which ones you like, given that you just sort of insulted Emma Vigeland just now. I'm curious which ones you actually do still support that aren't your own, but I'm going to keep going, Cenk. Hang on.
So I don't think that that's the issue. I don't think that there isn't enough shows. I think that there's a couple others. One, on the right, you guys do a great job of coalescing. Okay, so you do a couple of things well. You work together well, and you're more welcoming, if I'm being honest.
We're glad Cenk's here, right, everybody?
And a lot of people on the left know this as well. If you agree with MAGA 5%, the answer you get is welcome, right? Come join us, right? On the left, if you disagree 5%, they go, get out of here, you're a right winger, you're a fascist, right? But if you push enough people out and you guys welcome enough people in, eventually you win the popular vote. And that's what I warned them about, and that's what happened, right?
Okay, so there you are, and you know.
Yeah, love it. Stick with 100% of what I just said there. I'm 100% right about that. So let's discuss.
Yeah, let's discuss. You had your say there, and you've been saying various degrees of that same thing. And I gotta say, like, I watched this whole.
This garbage. You won the popular vote. He won by 1.9%. That's how Trump lost by. Sure, he won the popular vote. He ran. Like he won the same. He won the same amount of votes that he ran last time. That's what happened. I mean, and that's kind of disingenuous. The Democrats, they lost votes. And he won by the slimmest of margin. He's telling people that the popular vote, it's bullshit.
I watched the whole clip, and it started off, and I was like, "This is pretty good. This is good. Like, pretty good interview. I like that you're sitting down. It wasn't bad." This moment, like, truly a part of me died when I watched this.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Yeah. Oh, super. Just like shriveled up and died, floated away into the ocean. Here's what happens. Couple things. He asks you about left-wing media and why there isn't more left-wing media. Which already, as you are there, in the sort of kingdom of turning points, is like, that's such a dig. Like, why are you guys so weak is effectively what he's saying. And instead of pointing out the way that TPUSA has been bankrolled by Republican mega donors out of Chicago and many other places for years now, and talking about how the Daily Wire was funded by the Fracking brothers, the Wilkes brothers. Now they're fishing for new, investors, whatnot, but that there is so much money on the right. He handed this answer to you on a fucking platter, and all you said was, you know what? You guys are really good at being welcoming. People just like you. Cenk, they've got all the money.
I didn't say people just
what are
like
you
me.
talking about? That's effectively what you're good at coalescing. And here's my question to you about so that's just number one on the media, because that just stings, because I'm in media. But on the 5%, if you disagree with MAGA 5%, they still welcome you. How did that work out for Liz Cheney?
Yeah. So look, is there a part of MAGA that'll push you out? Of course. That's what we know.
When do they push you out, Cenk? When do they push you out?
Largely when you disagree with Trump.
Exactly.
So listen,
this is the thing that it's the unspoken thing that you're never saying, that ultimately it's all hunky-dory. Elon can tweet back at you. Vivek can listen to you. But if you defy Donald Trump, the God Emperor, you're kicked out of the castle. And no one's defending Liz Cheney. Screw both their castle and the other castle. But Liz Cheney voted with Donald Trump 98% of the time, and just the 1% when she was like, hey, you know what? You can't do a coup on this country. And Adam Kinzinger, and they were gone.
Yeah, Francesca nailed it. Once you go against them, you're out. Look at Liz Cheney. She backed Trump 98% of the time. But the second she stood up and said, hey, maybe we shouldn't try a coup, she was gone. So this idea that MAGA is somehow welcoming or inclusive, come on, that's a joke. What really gets me is how Cenk completely fumbled such an easy opportunity to call this out. He's sitting there on stage at a Turning Point USA event, and instead of pointing out how the entire right-wing media machine is propped up by billionaire donors, he decides to compliment them for being welcoming. Welcoming? Are we watching the same political landscape? They're not welcoming. They're strategic. They'll take in anyone who plays along and kick out anyone who doesn't. That's not unity. That's fear-based loyalty. And then there's this whole idea that the left is somehow worse because we push people out. Sure, the left can be tough on each other, but that's not the same as the loyalty tests we see on the right. On the left, the critique usually comes from a place of holding each other accountable. It's messy, yeah, but it's also how progress happens.
It's a great point. That's how the left is better. And we hold to our true values. I mean, you don't just follow a cult like the MAGA is, like on that side, the conservatives or the MAGA. But it's actually the conservatives used to be principles they used to go by. But now it's even you talk to long-time conservatives, normal like moderate, rare. They're not non-MAGA conservatives. They'd say they're principles. But now these guys are not. They're MAGA. They're not really conservatives either. They're just the loyalists, loyal to Trump, or an idea, or more closely to white nationalists, and white Christian, Christian fascists. They're loyal to that. Seems like it's a kind of a like white nationalist thing more. I mean, there's no principles or values. They're not really loyal to any values, but to Donald Trump. So, anyways.
The right doesn't have those conversations because they're too busy circling the wagons to protect Trump. Honestly, it's frustrating to watch Cenk take a moment that could have been about exposing their flaws and turn it into some weird backhanded praise. The left has plenty of challenges, no doubt about it, but playing into the right's narrative that we're the intolerant ones, that's just shooting yourself in the foot. What Cenk should have done is flip the script. Talk about how the right's so-called inclusivity is nothing more than a calculated strategy to consolidate power. But instead, he handed them a win and made it harder for the left to push back against that narrative.
So miss me with this 5% BS, yo.
So, all right, Frani, a whole bunch of things here. So, number one, you're right. That's definitely how Turning Point started. Daily Wire certainly started that way. I don't know what their current funding is, but they seem to have a lot more funding than any of us do. So you're right, and I have said that in the past, and I probably should have put that in there in that particular appearance, and I will mention that, and that'll really grate on their nerves. But I've got no problems telling their audience, and I tell them all the time, no, you guys have way more money, and they're always shocked by that. And I'm like, because they're swimming in money and don't realize how much we're starving out here on the left, right? Sure. So, and I talked on Tim Pool's show about that, etc. Now, when it comes to the 5%, 95%, yeah, I hear you. So it's that when you disagree with Trump, especially in the past, especially in the first term, etc., you're a gun, right? But they are pushing back even on Trump now. So, again, on things that we don't agree with, but on COVID, for example, they thought that Trump did too much COVID protections, etc. And there was, and this is really encouraging. When I talk about Team Miriam, Marco Rubio, Elise Stefanik, Mike Huckabee, and Mike Waltz, so those are the four that put in by the neocons put in by Miriam Adelson. In the old days, what I would have gotten, Frani, is, no way, they're the greatest. They're not neocons. You're a liar. Trump's the best.
If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe and help us reach 1,000 subscribers.
With the world in chaos, what's really needed is someone to finally make sense of humans seemingly...
Sorry.
Now what I'm getting from the right-wing hosts, which is amazing, and let alone the base, they're all saying, yeah, I hear you. We got concerns about them. We got concerns, okay? So that's the thing I never heard before. So that is a change. Now, in terms of the concept that I'm referring to, the 5%,
well, at least
Frani, we're in the middle of that right now.
Elon Musk, they do. It's Elon Musk, they do. They have contempt for him. Maybe that's all. That's all they have contempt for.
Yeah, this is the perfect example. So I started the largest progressive network. I've given, dozens of progressives opportunities they didn't have before. I started Just Democrats, et cetera, et cetera. The minute I disagree, like 5% on trans issues or crime, everybody's like, right wing, fast, right.
Just as Democrats. Oh, that turned out. That's garbage. That's a failure. It's a big fat failure. Just as Democrats. How is AOC doing out? Doing good. How's she working out? I mean, they could have had and they've been voted out anyways. Bowman's gone. And what's her name's gone. AOC is still there. And like she's in a strong seat. Ilhan Omar is still there. But yeah. And how they're doing though, just so-called justice Democrats, they're not doing that great. I mean, well, who knows? We'll see what in a couple 2028 turns out. If they make any moves or whatever. They might talk of AOC running for president. If there's still a democracy by then. If we're still around. Oh my God.
That's not.
Almost every show is saying that. Almost every show. So you telling me that you don't push people out? You're pushing out the move.
So homelessness and crime. You never unhinged take on that. I mean, that's crazy. I'm blaming homeless people for everything nowadays. Want to lock them up and put them in like mental homes, I guess, or jail. Put them in jail. I'm not doing that now, anyways. Even up here, Ford is in Canada. They're doing that. Mr. Ford is gonna lock up homeless people and find them. I'm gonna do that video on that soon. It's crazy. They do that everywhere now. Now it's illegal to be homeless in the U.S. Supreme Court said that. I mean, and that's that Katzenberg money they got, maybe. That's why they're doing this. But that's gone by now. But I mean, Rick Russo, the mayor, he probably gave him money too, the guy. Probably gave them money, a little bit of TYT, give them a little money. It's about their, anyways, I'm not gonna go into that, but yeah. I mean, nowadays, the homeless, especially these guys are just constantly attacking homeless people. They want them to just go away, I guess. Put them in, lock them up in hospitals or jails or whatever. Get them off the streets. So, I mean, anyways.
Movement overall, at least the online left movement, seems to be trying to push out the one network that has helped progressives more than any other network, and it's not in dispute. But my God, we have 5% disagreement, so tear it down.
Help. I mean, one network that ruined the progressive movement. No, I'm thinking now. I look back on that and I'm looking at all the evidence now, TYT, over the years, and now that this guy is a grifter, big time. He's never progressive. And somebody told me, listen to this podcast. It's a trans person now, actually, and Robin Kincaid. He mentioned Cenk Uygur, and he said this guy's not a leftist. It was way back, 2015ish, or 2012ish. This guy's not a leftist. He's just he's a grifter, and from there, and he was right. She was right. This guy is a grifter. But he's progressive movement. I think he ruined the progressive movement. I mean, he's like a chaos agent or a CIA op or something. He looks like, man. No, you look at all the evidence. This is totally shift to the right, or going that way. He's a total op.
Down, tear it down. This is destructive, extreme left that I honestly, that portion, that kind of destructive attitude.
You know what? You used to be the extreme left, buddy. Look all the videos he did, and he did call Trump a Nazi. Said he never called Trump that. He did. And I think I saw the video. Another YouTuber, I saw the video. He did call Trump a Nazi. That was way back. Maybe that was a year ago. 2 years ago. You know, he called him a fascist. He admitted, but he didn't call him a Nazi.
Is poison. It's not just poison to us, it's poison to our chance of winning. Because we keep pushing people out, we keep pushing people out, and then all of a sudden we lost all the swing states and we lost the popular vote.
This is all about winning elections. How about there has to be more than winning the election. If you want to start a populist revolution, I mean, it has to be more than just elections. That's garbage. Even on the federal, like the federal elections, it has to be the local elections also. On the ground, from the ground up, you got to start this so-called populist revolt you want to start. It's all about elections, to Cenk. That's why this is garbage. It's not about any real movement. It can't be just the Democratic Party. But these two are Democrats, so I mean,
I'm trying to get our side to wake up, snap out of our hypnosis of we hate, and if we hate the right wing, and they're all white supremacists, and they're all racist, and they're all sexist, and we hate, and we never go in the room with them, we hate. What the hell happened to us? And no one's allowed to disagree. We're now authoritarian.
a lot of them are white supremacists. Come on. I always call them the white racist party. The Republicans. Especially that's more true now than before. I mean, yeah. Not all the people are. Not all the voters are they're like that, but a lot of people in the party, I mean, not right now the top echelons of the party, they're all racist and white supremacists. Sorry. We're not talking to voters per se. Like some of them are ugly. But not all of them are racist, of course. But no one's saying that they're racist. All of them are racist. Only Cenk Uygur. No, the left is not saying that, actually. He is making up garbage. This why this guy, that's why they're just trash now, man. TYT just trash. They're doing garbage.
No.
Wait,
I
Cenk,
rebel.
can I just clarify?
I will never allow the left to be authoritarian, and this idea of just hating the other side is poison.
You know what's so funny about you calling the left authoritarian is that you think the left has power. Like, I love that you.
No, total nonsense.
Francesca hit the nail on the head. Calling the left authoritarian is absurd, especially when you think about how little power the left actually holds. The idea that the left is poisoning itself by hating the other side is such a shallow take. What Cenk seems to miss is that the real poison isn't accountability within the left. It's the systemic injustices and authoritarianism coming from the right. Critiquing the opposition, or even each other, isn't the problem. It's how movements grow and evolve. But let's talk about this idea of poison. Cenk frames it as if the left's critique of racism, sexism, or other systemic issues is just blind hatred, as though calling out these things makes the left inherently self-destructive. That's not the case. The left's willingness to confront these issues, even when it's uncomfortable, is what sets it apart from the right. Yes, it can get messy, but progress isn't clean or easy. What's really poisoning things is the narrative Cenk is playing into here. By focusing so much on how the left is tearing itself apart, he's doing exactly what the right wants, undermining confidence in the movement. Instead of addressing real challenges, like the right's overwhelming financial power, or their ability to consolidate loyalty around fear and control, Cenk is busy painting himself as a victim of the very accountability that keeps progressives honest. If he really cared about fixing things, he'd stop blaming the left and start working to rebuild trust within the movement. The left isn't perfect. No one's saying it is. But framing internal critique as poison is not just wrong. It's counterproductive. Accountability isn't what's tearing us down. It's what keeps us fighting for the kind of world we all want to see. Cenk needs to understand that and stop playing into these tired, divisive narratives.
We are on the precipice of real authoritarianism and real fascism, and you believe that the online left are the authoritarians? I mean, I don't know how to tell you. You sound like Bill Maher and Nancy Pelosi had a kid, and it came out, Cenk Uygur. And let me just ask you, though. Let me just ask you.
I love that line. That's funny. Bill Maher. You're right. Bill Maher's terrible.
So what shows on the left do you like that aren't on the TYT network?
Yeah, so I said, look, there's a lot of good popular shows on the left that I like, and it's because there are. So Breaking Point's a good show. Kyle Kalinski's Secular Talk is a good show. He was against me going on MAGA. I haven't seen his video, but Kyle's been against us a couple of times. But I largely didn't hold a grudge on that.
But even let me just stop you. First of all, you had a great conversation with Crystal Ball. I think she made some really good points to you on. I think it was on Breaking Points. Kyle has, I think, been very disturbed, especially by your appearance with Charlie Kirk. But what you just said there, they've been against us. I really want to just dig into this idea that, because you're a fighter, man. That's cool. That's great. But like, you really do have a very I almost want to call it Bush-like, Cheney-like, you're with us or against us attitude.
100% wrong.
Yep.
Like you just literally, I love that you're proving my point, but when I say this, you truly, you sound like people are either
How's she choosing it? How's she choosing? She's proven your point. How is that?
Against you, but if they criticize you, they are not. And yet, here you are, Cenk, telling the entire right wing that all you want to do is break bread with them, that you want to debate with them, but afterward you want to go have a beer.
Yes, I do.
You want to have a beer with people who want to put people in mass deportation camps. They want to deport.
You think we're going to get put in camps? You sound... All right, anyway.
You think I sound crazy? They're starting with Chinese people. That's my...
He said they're going to do that, you dumbass. Trump said they're going to do that. They actually said they're going to put camps. One of the governors, I think the Texas official, they're making space down there in Texas to put the people in, the migrants in. They said they're gonna have camps probably. When he says it's gonna be on day one, we're not gonna make a prediction about that too very soon.
My fucking family, dog. Like, what are you talking about?
That's such an excuse. Okay, they're gonna start with Muslims. They're gonna start with my people. Okay,
Sure. Yeah.
You start with are they gonna deport Muslims? Maybe. You're gonna start with. It's always about him. I mean, he said Mexicans. He said migrants. He meant basically Mexicans. Or we're not. But according to Miller, I did a video on it. Miller said, I guess he's back in Trump's. He used to be in Trump's. I don't know if he's the chief of staff one time or. He worked in the White House with Trump. Is it Stephen Miller or? He said it's not just people from Africa, the Caribbean, Mexico, South America. Okay, Latin America and Africa. And people of all the migrants, so-called illegal migrants from those countries. I mean, basically people of color mainly. That's what we're saying. Illegal immigrants. They're gonna go after. I don't know if they go after Muslims. Maybe Muslims might be in there, but they didn't mention. This time I don't think they're gonna go after Muslims unless they say they're gonna say that they're terrorists in the. They're gonna say there's terrorists in the U.S. They're coming up from the border, and that he said that actually. Iranians, and that they're gonna they're probably gonna go after them. So, so someone like Jake, they might go. It looks like Muslim, they might go after. But they're not this time. They're not targeting Muslims like the first time Negroes and others. I think they're not anyways.
Hiding behind vulnerable communities.
I'm hiding behind vulnerable
Yes,
communities.
you are. You're using
I'm
them as
standing
human
in
shields.
front of vulnerable communities.
No,
Jake,
you're
what are
not.
Yes.
you doing? What are
No,
you doing?
right.
I love that line. She's standing up for them. Standing up for civil rights. I mean, this is just Cenk Uygur now. He's doing class reductionist. It's not about. So it's about just the working class, or the white working class. That's all. It's all about. He's trying to get. This is all just. It's a total grift, folks. He doesn't really care about. Working class. Blah blah blah. This is going to the right, trying to get right wing audience. Which now he has more of a right wing audience. This is just that he's trying to get more views. Going more to the right, you're gonna get more views.
In front of vulnerable communities.
Uh-huh,
I'm the most endangered, friend.
By tweeting at Elon Musk?
He's the most
Please,
endangered.
no, help me.
Okay,
Come
so
on,
this
Jake. This is so
totally
sad. That's
Okay,
so
so
sad.
let's break it.
Well, let's take it that. Let's
This
simmer
guy's
down.
totally unhinged. He's the most endangered. He's the most endangered. This guy's like a millionaire, maybe. This guy's enough. He has enough money. This guy, Cenk Uygur. He's a rich Muslim. So he's the most He's not like he's a Palestinian who's suffering in the Middle East right now. I mean, this guy's a rich Muslim guy. I mean, he's the most vulnerable.
No. Simmer down. I'm asking. Let me just ask you, real, honest to God.
You already said
No.
12 things that I need to
Honest to
respond
God.
to. Can I respond
No.
to them?
No, I want to ask you this one
No, of
question.
course not.
Let's talk about you going on these shows. Just simmer down. Let me ask you one question. Imagine if Kamala Harris had won. Okay, she wins. She wins the popular vote.
I'm gonna end with this, folks.
Wins obviously the electoral college. Incredible, first female president, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And Tucker Carlson started making all these rounds on really progressive leftist shows, went on Kyle's show, went on my show. I'm like, who the hell? Started reaching out and wanting to talk and wanting to come to agreement on things. What would that look like to you?
Yeah, it would look like Tucker was trying to reach out. Tucker's a bad example because I would be surprised if he did that. But okay, yeah, no problem.
What would it
But
look like to you?
Care. I wouldn't. And do I think that Tucker would be selling out? No, there's no chance.
No. Well, I'm not. It's not about selling out. What would that what would it just seem like? Hey, man, we can agree. Yeah, you know what? I did say that Kamala Harris was a DEI hire and she's basically a communist, but now I just feel like I've antagonized you and I'm here to break bread and let's talk and let's get stuff done. What would that look like to you?
It would look surprising, but I wouldn't care. I'd find it interesting. Why? What does it look like to you?
I mean, to me, if Tucker Carlson did that, I'd be like, oh, we fucking won. We won like crazy.
Yeah, we won, baby. Oh, Lord.
And so resoundingly, he's doing an
It's true.
apology tour.
She's right, exactly. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You're kissing their ass, sucking up to the MAGAs, kissing the MAGAs. I think you're doing it. My mind told me something to cross my mind. He's doing it for money and to get more to help his channel. His channel is failing right now. Or maybe it's fear. Maybe he's doing it for fear. that crossed my mind. Maybe he's scared of Donald Trump. All this big talk. He's a fascist, blah blah blah. He's just doing it. Maybe he's scared. Do you think they will probably? I don't know if they go after Cenk, TYT. I don't know. I mean, they might go after. You never know. They could go after him. Maybe he's doing it. Maybe this is all this for fear. He's fear of Donald Trump. I don't know.
Because three ghosts visited him in the middle of the night, and he's completely changed his tune because he wants to throw down with the winners. We are crushing it. And I saw in that moment, you want me to play it for you? When Charlie Kirk goes, "We're glad Cenk's here, everybody."
Mm-hmm.
And that was the feeling that I think a lot of right-wingers have when they look at you, Cenk, where they're like, damn, yo, we crushed so hard, even this guy is turning now.
Yeah.
Francesca absolutely nailed it here. If Tucker Carlson, of all people, suddenly started making rounds on leftist shows after a Kamala Harris presidency, it wouldn't scream unity, it would scream, we lost.
Yeah.
Picture Tucker doing some kind of apology tour, popping up on Kyle Kalinski's show or Breaking Points, talking about how maybe the left had a point on a few things. You wouldn't think, wow, what a bridge builder. You'd think, what happened to Tucker that made him come crawling to us? It's not a move of strength. It's a move of survival when you know you're on the losing side. That's what Francesca was pointing out with Cenk's appearance on the Turning Point.
Survival. A desperation. How about a grifter? Like he's it's like they're in a desperate mood. Like a failing channel.
USA stage. When Charlie Kirk turns to the audience and says, "We're glad Cenk's here, everybody," it's not a kumbaya moment. It's a power play. It's about making it look like the right is winning so decisively that even a progressive heavyweight like Cenk Uygur is coming over to their space. They're not looking for dialogue. They're looking for validation. And Cenk gave it to them on a silver platter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it so frustrating. Here's the thing. If you're going to step into the lion's den, you better have your claws out. You can't just sit there and praise the right for being welcoming or unified when we all know their unity is built on fear and...
Yep, we know that. I'm going to end this, folks. This is why this guy is trash. Or this channel is trash. I shouldn't say him. His old channel, his movement's trash. Whatever it was, fake movement. Whatever he has. TYT's trash, folks. And his own employer called him out. One of his own called him out on it. Francesca Florentini. I mean, she called him out straight out. Anyways, folks, I'm out with this video. You could comment and like, subscribe if you want to. I'm out.